Before we move into our measurement skill, I wanted to do a quick shape review. What is that shape? This is a square. A square has 4 equal sides and then 4 corners. That is a square. This is a triangle. A triangle has 3 sides with 3 corners. Triangle. This is a hexagon. A hexagon has 6 sides and 6 corners. Hexagon. This is a circle. A circle is round and it has no sides and no corners. Circle. This is a rectangle. A rectangle has 4 sides. These 2 are parallel to each other. These 2 are parallel to each other. It reminds me of a train car because it's got 2 longer sides and then 2 shorter sides. Rectangle. Now we are going to measure 2 objects from our home using centimeters because centimeters is our focus this week. Let's start with measuring our square from our shapes. So you're always going to start at the 0. You're lining up that object with that 0. See how that's perfectly aligned? Okay, and we're going to look all the way at the end. And it looks like our square ends at 8.5 centimeters. So our square is 8.5 centimeters or 8.5 centimeters. That is how long our square is in centimeters. All right, let's measure Mr. Michael's wallet. Okay, so we're going to line his wallet up with that 0 best we can. Whoa! Mr. Michael's wallet is the same exact length in centimeters as our square. Pretty cool. So Mr. Michael's wallet is 8.5 centimeters. For this part of our math skill, you can grab any kind of object at home to measure with your ruler. Moving on to our leafy measurement activity. So our directions say measure the following leaves in centimeters. We've already done number 1 and number 2. Today we're just going to do number 3. So I'm going to have to turn my paper to be able to measure this leaf. All right, so keep in mind we are measuring in centimeters. So I'm going to be looking on this side of my ruler where it says the cm for centimeters. We are going to line up those lines together. As I was saying before, I love the lines that these leaves have at the end. So we can line up our numbers with their lines, okay? So we lined up our 0. Let's see what it looks like over here. Wow, a lot of 8s today. So at the end of our leaf, that line lines up with 8 centimeters. Let's count that out. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we turned our paper and we're going to write 8 cm on our blank. So number 3 is 8 centimeters for that leaf. Good job on measurement today. Our activity today is week 5, day 2 math. It's sequencing numbers. The directions say place the numbers on the berries in order from least to greatest. So from the smallest number to the largest number. Let's do number 1 together. I'm going to show you a strategy that I use to be able to place my numbers from least to greatest. So I'm going to look at my basket here. It looks like we've got 32, 57, 43, 21, and 18. I'm just gonna write those over here so I can see them all in a line. Okay, and that kind of helps me unscramble that a little bit better than looking inside the basket. So that's just one way I'm going to do that. So I'm going to look at my numbers and see, okay, Each of these has a place value of a 10 and a 1. So I'm going to look in my tens place first to see which numbers are smaller or larger. So I have a 3 in the tens place on 32, a 5 in the tens place here, a 4, a 2, and a 1. Looks like 1 is my smallest number compared to 2, 4, 5, and 3. So 18 is going to be my first number. Okay, so I can mark out 18, and if you're just going from the basket, you can mark out that 18. That is our first number. That is the least amount. Now we are going to look at our next tens place that's smaller. So 3, 5, 4, 2. Looks like 2 comes right after 1. So 21 is our next number. So I'm going to mark out 21, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, let's look at the next smallest place value in the tens place. So we got 3, 5, and 4. Out of 3, 5, and 4, 3 is the smallest. So it'll be 32. So we'll mark out 32. Now we're down to our last two numbers. So which one is the smaller number? 57 or 43? Let's look at that tens place. 5 is bigger than 4, so 4 will come after that 32. 43 will come after that 32, so we're going to write 43 and mark that out. And then that leaves 57 as our biggest number. So we're going to mark out our 57, and we put our numbers in order from least to greatest. And then you can continue with the rest of those. Good job today.